Students, in last class we have discussed about errors, absolute error, relative error and percentage error. Absolute error is nothing but it is the difference of true value and measured value. Magnitude of difference of true value and measured value is called as absolute error. Absolute error is always positive because we are taking magnitude of difference between measured value and true value. Next, relative error is nothing but mean absolute error divided by mean of measured quantities. And percentage error is nothing but relative error into 100 gives us percentage error. Now we are going to discuss about error in case of measured quantity raised to power. That is, here if measured quantity is given by z equal to a square. A square is nothing but z equal to a into a. Here again multiplication is taking place. The other day we have discussed about rule for multiplication and division. The relative error in the final result is equal to sum of relative errors in the individual quantities when we are performing multiplication or division. So here multiplication is there. So we should take relative error in z. So relative error in z is equal to sum of relative error in individual quantities, that is delta a by a plus delta a by a again. Delta a by a. So that is delta z by z is equal to 2 into delta a by a. See here, a small logic is there, z equal to a square. A is raised to the power of 2. So relative error in z is equal to 2 into delta a by a. Similarly, if z equal to a cube, what is the relative error in z? Why we are taking relative error here? Because this is equal to a cube. A cube is nothing but a into a. Here multiplication is taking place. So when in the case of multiplication, we should take relative errors, not absolute errors. Okay? So relative error in z is equal to sum of relative errors in the individual quantities. So here a cube can be written as a into a. That is relative error in a is nothing but delta a by a. Summation. Relative error in this a is nothing but again delta a by a plus delta a by a. So what is the answer? 3 into delta a by a. Simply if z equal to a cube, relative error in z equal to 3 into delta a by a. If z equal to b power 5 by 2, relative error in z is equal to delta z by z equal to 5 by 2. This power comes to multiplication of relative error of b. So 5 by 2 into delta b by b. Similarly, if z is equal to a square b cube c power minus 5 by 2. Okay? Then relative error in z is equal to, why we are taking relative error here? Again, a, b, c are in the relation of multiplication. So we should take relative errors. So relative error in z equal to, a is raised to the power of 2. So 2 into delta a by a. Similarly, b is raised to the power of 3. So relative error in b cube is nothing but 3 into delta b by b. Plus, here carefully, see here carefully, I am taking plus, not minus. Plus 5 by 2. Errors are always taken as positive. Plus 5 by 2 into delta c by c. This is the relative error in the resultant z. Okay? If another example, z is equal to a cube b power 4 c power 5 by 2 and d power minus 3 by 2 divided by e power 7 by 2 f power 2. Find relative error in z. Find relative error in z. So we can find relative error in z like this. That is delta z by z is equal to a is raised to the power of 3. So relative error in a cube is 3 into delta a by a plus 4 into delta b by b plus 5 by 2 into delta C by C plus not minus 3 by 2. We should take plus 3 by 2 into delta D by D plus 7 by 2 into delta E by E plus 2 into delta F by EF. So this is the answer. Okay. Again, if Z equal to A cube, B power 4, C power 5 by 2, D power minus 3 by 2 divided by E power 7 by 2, F power 2. Find relative error in Z and delta Z by Z. Why we are taking relative error here? Because A, B, C, D, E, F are in the relation of multiplication. In the case of multiplication, we should take relative error, not absolute error. So relative error in Z equal to A is raised to the power of 3. So 3 into delta A by A plus 4 into delta B by B plus 5 by 2 into delta C by C. See carefully here, minus 3 by 2 ikkada, but you should not take it as minus 3 by 2 plus 3 by 2. 3 by 2 into delta D by D plus 7 by 2 into delta E by E plus 2 into delta F by F. Here the question is given as the percentage error in mass and speed are 2% and 3% respectively. What is the percentage error in kinetic energy? Here percentage error is nothing but percentage error equal to relative error into 100. Relative error into 100. We know it is already. So see here, it has given percentage error in mass, that is delta M by M, relative error into 100. Percentage error in mass equal to how much? 2. What is the percentage error in speed? That is delta V by V into 100 equal to 3. Here. These are the given values. Now we know kinetic energy formula is given by K is equal to half M V square. M is mass of the particle, V is speed of the particle. Now he has asked us to find out what is the percentage error in kinetic energy. Percentage error is nothing but relative error into 100. First I am finding out the relative error in kinetic energy, that is delta K by K is equal to 1 by 2 is not a measured quantity, it is a constant value. 1 by 2 is a constant value. So there is no error in constant. So I am taking the error in mass and error in speed. Error in mass is nothing but relative error in mass equal to delta M by M plus relative error in V square is nothing but 2 into delta V by V. Now we got relative error. He has asked us to find out percentage error. So left side and right side I am dividing with multiplying with 100. Multiplying with 100. So delta K by K into 100 is nothing but percentage error. Percentage error in kinetic energy is equal to delta M by M into 100 plus 2 into delta V by V into 100. That is equal to what is mass percentage he has given. Percentage error in mass is how much? 2 plus 2 into percentage error in velocity speed is given by 3. So answer is 2 plus 2 into 3 is nothing but 6. That is percentage error in kinetic energy is given by 8%. 2 plus 6 is nothing but 8%. Students, now we are going to discuss about significant figures here. The other day we have discussed about certain and uncertain digits in the last class. That is, I am recollecting again. That is, I have given a pencil to a student to measure the length of a pencil, and I have given him a vernier calipers. Vernier calipers has the error of 0.01 centimeter. he measured the values, 5 different values, because why he is taking 5 different values for the same length? In order to avoid error, in order to get the accurate value. Average of all 5 measurements gives us accurate value. So he has given readings as 14.24 centimeters, and another one is 14.26 centimeters, and another one is 14.25 centimeters, and fourth one is 14.26 centimeters again, and one more is 14.23 centimeters, like this. Okay, these values and previous class values may not be same. Don't look for the values again. Okay, see here, when you observe these measurements, these 3 digits are not changing. First 3 digits are not changing. So these are certain digits. These are certain digits. So what is changing here? This 4 is changing. Last digit is changing. So this last digit is called as uncertain. Uncertain. So here total number of certain and uncertain digits. Uncertain digits are called as significant figures. So how many significant figures are there in our example? 3 certain digits, 1 uncertain digit. So total number of significant figures are how many? 4 significant figures. 4 significant figures. How many significant figures are there in this number? 4 significant figures. 3 are certain, last digit is uncertain. 4 significant figures, 4 significant figures again, 4 significant figures, like this. Okay, I am going to give you one more example. If a number is given like this, 2.63 centimeters. How many certain digits are there? 2 and 6 are certain digits. And what is uncertain digit here? 3 is uncertain digit here. How many certain? 2 certain digits are there. 1 uncertain digit is there. Total number of certain and uncertain digits are 3. So how many number of significant figures are there here? 3 significant figures in this example. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about rules for counting significant figures. Here the first one is all non-zero digits. All non-zero digits are significant. Here non-zero digits are nothing but 1 is non-zero number, 2 is non-zero number, 3 is non-zero number, 4 is non-zero number, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All these are non-zero numbers. Combination of these numbers also non-zero numbers. Example 75. 7 is significant, 5 is also significant. How many significant figures are there? Total number of significant figures are 2. So 2 significant figures are present here. So in next example is 365. How many significant figures are there? All non-zero digits are significant. So this is significant, this is significant, this is also significant. So the total number of significant figures are 3. 3 significant figures. Okay. Next, zeros. The next concept is zeros. Okay. See here, for example, first one is leading zeros. Leading zeros are nothing but the zeros which are present before a first non-zero number. What is first non-zero number here? 7 is first non-zero number. The zeros before first non-zero number are called as leading zeros. Leading zeros. All leading zeros are not significant. Are the leading zeros significant? No. Leading zeros are not significant. Leading zeros are not significant. Okay, next example. Another example is 0. So how many significant figures are there? These leading zeros are not significant. So this is a non-zero number, significant. This is also a non-zero number, significant. How many significant figures are there here? 2 significant figures. 2 significant figures. Another example. Example number 2. 0.06364. So here these two zeros are leading zeros, so it is not a significant number. So these are not significant. 3 is significant, 6 is significant, 4 is significant. So how many significant figures are there here? 2 significant figures. Okay, next one. Another one is nothing but captive zeros. Captive zeros. All captive zeros are significant. All captive zeros are significant. Captive zeros are nothing but the zeros in between the two non-zero numbers. The zeros in between two non-zero numbers is called as the captive zeros. For example, if I gave you like this 0.506, this 0 is leading zero. Leading zeros are not significant, but here this 0 is captive zero. So captive zeros are significant. Captive zeros are significant. So this is significant. Non-zero number is also significant. 6 is also significant. How many significant figures are there? 3 significant figures. Yes. Next, another example. Another example. 706. How many significant figures are there? This 7 is a non-zero number, significant. 0 is a captive zero, so it is significant. 6 is also significant. How many significant figures are there here? 3 significant figures are there in this number. Okay. Next one is trailing zeros. Trailing zeros. Here two conditions are there for trailing zeros. One is a non-decimal number. Non-decimal number. Non-decimal number. If you have taken a number like this, 75000, the zeros which are present after the last non-zero number. What is the last non-zero number here? 5 is the last non-zero number. The zeros which are present after last non-zero numbers, those zeros are called as trailing zeros. These are trailing zeros. Trailing zeros. In case of a non-decimal number, trailing zeros are not significant. Trailing zeros are not significant. So how many significant figures are there here? How many significant figures are there? 7 is a significant figure because it is a non-zero number. 5 is also a significant figure because it is also a non-zero number. These 3 are trailing zeros, but it is a non-decimal number. There is no decimal point in this number. So these 3 zeros are not significant. So how many significant zeros are there in this number? 2 significant figures. 2 significant figures. I am going to give you one more example here. Another example is 60800. In this example, 6 is a significant digit. 0. This 0 is in between two non-zero numbers. So we call this 0 as captive zero. Captive zeros are significant. So this is also significant. 8 is also significant. And this is a non-decimal number. In the case of non-decimal number, the trailing zeros are not significant. So how many significant figures are there in this number? 3 significant figures. I hope you understand this. Okay. Next case is trailing zeros, but next case is in the case of a decimal number. In the case of a decimal number. In case of decimal number, I am going to give you a decimal number like this. Example is 0.0002500. This is a decimal number because we have decimal point here. So these are leading zeros. Leading zeros are non-significant. Leading zeros are not significant. So these three are not significant. And this is a significant digit. This is also a significant digit. In the case of decimal number, these two zeros are called as, these two zeros are present after last non-zero number. These two are called as trailing zeros. In case of a decimal number, the trailing zeros are significant. The trailing zeros are significant. Trailing zeros are significant. See here, observe the difference. In the case of non-decimal number, the trailing zeros are not significant. But in the case of a decimal number, if you have a decimal point here, in the case of decimal number, trailing zeros, the zeros which are after the last non-zero numbers are called as the trailing zeros. Trailing zeros in the case of decimal number are significant. So these two zeros also significant. So how many significant figures in this number? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 significant figures are there. Okay, this is the concept here, rules for counting significant figures. I am discussing again, I am giving you a brief discussion on this again. All non-zero digits are significant. All non-zero numbers are significant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are non-zero digits. And combination of non-zero digits also significant. 7, 5, 2 significant figures. 3, 6, 5, 3 significant figures are there. And zeros. There are three types of zeros, that is leading zeros, captive zeros and trailing zeros. First case is leading zeros. All leading zeros are not significant. So how many significant figures are there in this number? 0.0075, 2 significant figures. And next one is another example, 0.0364. How many significant figures are there? 3 significant figures here. Sorry, I have written 2 earlier. This is 3 significant figures. These two are leading zeros. Leading zeros are not significant. Remaining 3 digits are significant. So number of significant figures here are 3. Okay. Captive zeros. All captive zeros are significant. Captive zeros are nothing but the zeros in between 2 non-zero digits. So here example 0.506. This 0 is in between 2 non-zero numbers 5 and 6. So this is called as captive zero. This is significant. So how many leading 0 is not significant? This is not significant. But 5 is significant, 0 is significant, 6 is significant. So 3 significant figures are there in this number. Next example also, 706 is the next example. In this example, 7 is significant, 0 is significant because it is a captive 0, 6 is also significant. So how many significant figures are there here? 3 significant figures. Here, another last case is trailing zeros. There are 2 cases in trailing zeros. One is non-decimal number, another is decimal number. In the case of non-decimal number, the 75,000, if I take an example of 75,000, in this one, the zeros which are present after the last non-zero number, the zeros present after the last non-zero number are called as trailing zeros. In case of a non-decimal number, trailing zeros are not significant. So these 3 zeros are not significant. So how many significant figures are present in this number? 2 significant figures. In the another example, 60800. 6 is significant. This 0 is significant because it is a captive 0. 8 is significant. These 2 zeros are trailing zeros, but it is a non-decimal number, so these two are not significant. So how many total number of significant figures in this number? 3 significant figures. Another case is a decimal number. Trailing zeros are present, but it is a decimal number. So 0.002500. The zeros which are present before first non-zero number are called as leading zeros. We call them as leading zeros. We know all leading zeros are not significant. All leading zeros are not significant. So 2 is significant here, 5 is also significant here. In the case of decimal number, these trailing zeros are nothing but zeros which are present after last non-zero number. Last non-zero number tarvata vache zeros ni trailing zeros antam. These zeros are trailing zeros. Here in the case of decimal number, trailing zeros also significant. So how many significant figures are there in this number? This is non-significant, non-significant, non-significant. Significant, this is significant. These two trailing zeros are also significant in the case of decimal number. So how many significant figures are there in this number? 4 significant figures. Okay. We will see one more important point here. All exact numbers assumed to have infinite number of significant figures. Exact number means exactly 3, exactly 5, exactly 6 ఉన్నాయి అనుకోండి. They assumed to have infinite number of significant figures. 1/3 exact number. So it is assumed to have infinite number of significant figures. In volume of the sphere 4/3 pi r cube, we don't calculate number of significant figures for 4/3 because 4/3 is an exact number. We don't look for number of significant figures present in 4/3 because exact number assumed to have infinite number of significant figures. When we calculate the mean of all measured quantities, that is in the case of mean of all measured quantities, a1, a2 plus a3 plus a4 divided by 4. In denominator 4 is there. This is also an exact number. It is assumed to have infinite number of significant figures. So we cannot calculate, we cannot count the 4 as significant figure in this case. Okay. So come to these examples again here. See here, zeros are present, but these zeros are leading zeros before the first non-zero number. So insignificant, not significant. 2 is significant, 5 is significant. This is trailing zero, but this is a decimal number. In decimal number, trailing zeros also significant. How many significant figures are there here? 3 significant figures. So in next example, non-decimal number. This is a non-decimal number. This is significant, this is significant. These are trailing zeros. In non-decimal number, trailing zeros are not significant. So how many significant figures are present here? 2 significant figures are there here. Okay. In this number, these zeros are captive zeros because these two are in between two non-zero numbers 1 and 8. So this is significant, this is significant, this is also significant, this is also significant. How many significant figures in this case? 4 significant figures. In next number, this is a decimal number, so trailing zeros also significant. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 significant figures are there here. 750, non-decimal number. Trailing zero is not significant. So this is significant, but this is not. So how many? 2 significant figures in this case. Next one, 5k, 5 kilo. So here 5 is an exact number. We don't have exact number of significant figures for this number. That is the case. Okay. In the case of 9,000 amperes, here these zeros are trailing zeros. In the case of non-decimal number, the trailing zeros are not significant. Only 9 is significant here. How many significant figures in this case? 1 significant figure. This is an exact number, so it is assumed to have infinite number of significant figures. Okay. This is also exact number. It is also assumed to have infinite number of significant figures. Okay. Students, now we are going to discuss about scientific notation. Scientific notation is nothing but expressing the big numbers in the order of 10 powers of positive numbers and expressing the very small numbers as 10 powers of negative numbers. That is, we will see one by one here. The first one is, let us take an example of 7,800. In this can be expressed as 1, 2, 3. So I am keeping decimal point immediately after 7 like this. So 7.8 into 10 to the power of 3. How many digits we are moving to? 1, 2, 3. I am keeping decimal point here. So 7.8 into 10 to the power of 3 and raskunta. Another example is 12500. This is also a large number, that is a number greater than 1. In this case, we should keep a decimal point immediately after first digit, first non-zero number. So first non-zero number tarvata 0 పెట్టినాం అనుకోండి ఏమైతుంది? So 1, 2, 3, 4. It can be written as 1.25 into 10 to the power of 4. Okay, these are called as scientific notations. Okay, a small number, if a number is less than 1, that is 0.00780. This can be expressed as, I am moving this decimal point to this way. So I want to keep this decimal digit after 3 digits, that is beside 7. So this can be expressed as 7.8. 7.8 into 7.80 into this 0 is also, we should write 7.80 into 10 to the power of minus 3. A small number can be expressed as some number into 10 to the power of negative numbers. Okay, 0.000012 like this. So this can be expressed as, I want to move this decimal point to this way. So how many digits we need to move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this can be written as 1.2 into 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 5. So these are called as scientific notations. How many significant figures are there here? 1, 2. These are trailing zeros. In non-decimal number, trailing zeros are not significant. So this is, how many significant figures are there? 2. Here also 2 significant figures. How many significant figures are here? 1, 2, 3. Not significant, not significant. 3 significant figures here. So here, after expressing into scientific notation also, how many significant figures are there? 3 significant figures only. So here, how many are there? Leading zeros are not significant. 7 is significant, 8 is significant, 0 is significant. How many significant figures are present here? 3. So after expressing into scientific notation, how many are there? Again 3 significant figures. How many significant figures are there here? 2 significant figures. After converting into scientific notation, again how many are there? 2 significant figures. When writing a number in scientific notation, the number of significant figures, should not be changed. So before converting into scientific notation, there are 2 significant figures. After converting into scientific notation also, there are 2 significant figures. So converting a number from ordinary number to scientific notation, the number of significant figures will not be affected. So this is called as, these are all normal numbers, these are all scientific notations. Scientific notation is nothing but expressing the number powers of positive numbers or negative numbers. We can express a larger numbers as 10 to the power of positive number, and small number can be expressed as 10 to the power of negative numbers. So expressing the numbers to the power of some numbers is called as the scientific notation. There is a engineering notation is also there. Engineering notation. In engineering notation, 7.8 into 10 to the power of 3 can be written as 7.8 e to the power e of plus 3. This is called as engineering notation. This number can be written as 1.25 e plus 4. Okay, this can be written as 7.80 e minus 3. This can be written as 1.2 e minus 5. This notation is called as engineering notation. We call it as engineering notation. Scientific notation. After converting into scientific notation, we can express in terms of engineering notation. That is, 10 is replaced with e, power 3 is can be written as plus 3. Power minus 3 can be written as minus 3 like this. So 7.8 into 10 to the power of 3 can be written as 7.8 e plus 3. 1.25 into 10 to the power of 4 can be written as 1.25 e plus 4. 7.80 into 10 to the power of minus 3 can be written in engineering notation as 7.80 e minus 3. 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 5 can be written in engineering notation as 1.2 e minus 5. These are engineering notations. These are scientific notations. Okay. Thank you, students. Note down write down your own notes while you are listening to video by pausing it. Okay, don't forget that. If you have your own notes, it will be easy to read. Thank you.